And welcome students as we get into our last section of chapter 5, which is packages in Java. Today we're going to discuss what packages are and import statements. So getting started, a package is Java's way of formatting a library of classes. If you've been working with, let's say, C++, you have to be very familiar with working with different libraries, particularly since they tend to be machine dependent. Java doesn't have the machine dependency, so packages are its way of helping deal with that. Now, you can make a package from a group of classes and then use the package of classes in any other class or program you write without need to move the classes to the directory or folder in which you're working. So if you make a package, then rather than having to go and import all the class, like for example, when we had to do the Android person class, we had to import like the person class and like the date class. Technically, if you had taken person and date and made it into a package, then you could just import that package without having to import every one of your classes. So up to now, we've been using the default package in Eclipse. All right. Now, to use a package, all you need to do is include an import statement that names the package. And we'll look at how to do a lot of this stuff in a minute. I'll just make a quick demo. Now, we've already used import statement with some predefined standard Java packages. For example, the following makes available the class scanner of the package java.util. So import java.util.scanner. Hey, we've recognized that class. We've used that probably more times than we can count. Now, technically, we could make all the classes in the package available by using a set import java.util.star. Now, there's pros and cons of both these. If I use java.import or java.util star, the advantage is I don't have to import specific classes. The disadvantage is it does make your program a little bit beefier because you are including more classes that you may or may not be using. So if you're only going to use like one or two classes in your actual program, you may not want to use the star, which is pretty much says import everything. You may only want to use just those specific classes. However, let's say in that package, it has, let's say, 10 classes, and you're going to be using 8 of those 10 classes. At that point, I would say you'd probably just want to import everything, even though you're not going to use the 2 classes. But if, let's say, you had 10 classes, you're only using 3, I would say just import the individual classes. Now, there's no overhead costs really for importing the entire package as opposed to just a few classes. So it kind of ties into what I was just saying. There's not really, like, you're not really going to affect the memory, which is a big thing that people worry about. It's like, am I going to be using more memory or less memory by importing everything? No. And you know, the classes that when you import those libraries doesn't really affect your program file size that much. It's just how much you really want to write. Now, I personally am more subscribed to if you don't need it, don't import it, as long as within reasonable bound. As I mentioned, if you're going to use 8 out of the 10 classes that are in the package, don't import 8 individual classes, just import the package. But if you're only going to be using like 1 or 2 classes, it's probably better just to import those 2 individual classes. Now, using import statement, we've done import statements before. And if you recall, those import statements are always at the very top. So they're always at the beginning of the file. Before we do any public class or public static void, any of that, the import statements are always at the very top. The only thing that might precede them are blank lines, comments, and package statements, which we'll talk about in a second. Those would be the only things that could precede a list of import statements. Now, the format of import statement is always either going to be import package underscore name. So import package name dot class. So like import java.util.scanner, where java.util is the package name and scanner would be the class. Alternatively, you can import package name star, so that'd be import java.util.star. And we look at packages. If we want to make a package, we can group all the classes together in a single directory or folder and add the following package statement to the beginning of each class file. So package name. Simple as that. Now, note Eclipse kind of does this by default for us. We choose the name of the package instead of using the default package. And now this package statement should only be at the beginning of the file. You don't put it at the end, in the middle. The only place package statements go is the very first thing. So the order of precedence is always going to be packages, import statement, your program. Always going to be that order. I mean, the only thing that you can have before a package statement are blank lines and comments. So typically, the very first thing you'll see, if you open up a fully coded professional program, you'll have your comment block at the top that has things like all the ship, a description of what that program does. And then after that comment block, you'll have your package and import statements. And then after that, you'll have the actual program. Now, as I mentioned, if there's both import and package statements, any package statements come before the import statements. So again, package statements have a higher precedence in appearing in your code than that of an import statement. Now, aside from the addition of the package statement, class files are just as we have already described them. It's technically only the class files that have to be in the package directory. There's no really anything changing about how we've been doing our coding, except for we're saying, hey, you can include a package or you can include different import statements. All right. Now, one last package to talk about for today is the package java.lang. Now, the package java.lang contains the classes that are fundamental to Java programming. This class is pretty much a package of classes that are so very basic that it's always automatically imported. You don't have to write an import statement for java.lang. It's always there. Because what this is pretty much the Java language libraries. All right. Any class that's in Java.lang does not need an import statement to make it available in code. For example, the classes math, and string, and your wrapper classes that we've talked about before are already on the package. That's why we can just go ahead and write, string name equals blah, 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 because strings import automatically. I don't have to stop there. Import java.lang.string. Don't need to. It's imported automatically. All right. Now, let me just go pop over to Eclipse real quick here and just kind of give a brief talk about classes, right? Or packages too. So in here, when we go to create our Java project, you see we also have the option to create a package. So I can choose to create a package right here automatically. Or if you recall, when we go and create a new project, all right, we can give it a name. Then when we create our class, we can choose to add in an existing package. But let's say I want to work here with this person class. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say new package. I'm going to browse over to my source folder. So here's person right here. All right. So here's the source folder. And notice I can't just click on person. I have to go down into the actual source folder. Now that's what I have to point it to. So I'm going to go into person. Now it says enter a package name. So I'm going to just call this person underscore package. All right. It says discourage package name by convention. Package names you start with a lowercase letter. So all I have to do, boop, change it to person, change it to package. All right. Now this says create package .info Java. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to click on finish. And you can see now I have this package here. This package is now right here. So let's say I go ahead and create a new Java project here. I'm just going to call this package demo just to really quickly show this. And I'm not going to necessarily keep this here. So let's go ahead and create a new class now. And now when I choose to make this, I can browse. And right now we only have the default package. And that's because this person package I made is someplace else. If I want to create a package, let's say I want to use that same one. So let's call it person underscore package. Superclass is java.lang. We leave that as. Let's just call this package demo. And click finish. Okay. So this is now called person underscore package. I'm just going to delete this old one since we're not actively using that. Okay. And in here I have this package demo.java. If I go ahead and copy these two pieces over here, it takes a second because obviously I accidentally moved them. Copy them. So now inside of this person underscore package, I now have these classes here. So now let's say I made a new class. And you'll see that it points to that package here now. And I'm just going to call this demo, the main method. And you can see now I have multiple packages here inside the source folder. So this is where we really start coming into using these things. So I'm actually going to move package demo up into here and delete this other demo.java. All right. So with package demo, if I want to import this person package, all right, I can just say package and person package. Now I've noticed it gives me an error. It says the declared package does not match the expected package, right? Because we haven't fully specified this, where this package is. So we would have to, whether it's Java dot whatever, we would have to go through and specify what this package belongs to. And if you notice, it doesn't have an existing layout in here. And this is something we'll talk about, later on when you start making your own packages and stuff like that. But the basic gist of it is that you would then import, So if I go back to person underscore package, and then I say dot star and save that, again, we get the same issue. Only now it says syntax error on token star, identifier expected. If I say person, okay, again, it says rename package declaration to person package underscore package dot person. So if I remove that, or the other option that Eclipse gives us, it says move package demo.java to that package, right? So it's trying to use that package, right? Now, I can, of course, bring up different packages here that I may want to use. So, for example, java.math. So these packages, when you make them, are typically going to exist within these packages here. So again, that's just a quick demo here to kind of show you how some of this stuff works. So if I'm going to make a package, it's typically going to be within inside itself. But again, for most of what we're going to be doing, when we go to create our classes, I just wanted to show you this. When we create our classes, for now, what we're going to be working with, it's still perfectly okay when we make a class, when we make these projects here, you can still go ahead and just use the default package. In fact, I encourage you to still use the default package until we are at a point where we need it. In fact, for programming 1, I would just stay with the default package. There's really not a need to vary away from using the default package. So that's what I'm going to have you do. Now in the lab, I will have you go and create your own package, and you're going to branch it like that. But I would say for most of what we're doing, leave this as the default and just make your classes that we've been doing. All right, but that wraps everything up for today, folks. And again, just wanted to kind of show you how that actually looks in the coding side and when we're working with Eclipse. So that's going to put a wrap on things. So I guess we will see you next time.